today's video, we will be doing an ANVIL guide. We will be specifically discussing his loadout, which maps to really choose him on and where he shines, what rogues will directly counter him and you should be on the lookout for, and then last but not least, a couple of general tips to help you guys. So, let's get to it. Starting out with ANVIL's loadout. ANVIL has the ability Barricade, which allows him to place a portable piece of cover that is able to block sight and fire against the enemy. This is really useful for being able to retake a bomb site in demolition. ANVIL's passive immunity allows him to be immune to blind and disorient effects such as flashbangs or tear gas grenades. ANVIL also has access to the LMG and shotgun class for his primary weapons. Many people run the LMG class and I recommend you also do that, as it has more versatile range and ANVIL's base gun, the MLX-4, has the biggest magazine size in the entire game. As for gadgets, ANVIL has access to the C4, which is a remote detonation explosive which you can use to be able to set traps or just use it immediately as a just normal explosive. ANVIL also has access to the active protection system, which negates incoming projectiles. This is really useful as this makes ANVIL able to really hunker down and survive a lot of utility dumps. As for perks, ANVIL has access to the rare version of Berserker, which allows him to gain the ability to reload while sprinting. ANVIL also has access to the rare Gunsmith perk, which increases the magazine size and fall-off range by 20% on any gun that he is running. ANVIL also has access to rare Lifeline, which is able to revive its teammates 20% faster and start their health regeneration immediately. This is really good for ANVIL so he can get his teammates up and be able to hold that line against the enemies. ANVIL also has the epic version of Tenacity, which reduces melee and explosive damage by up to 25%. ANVIL also has the epic version of Replenish, which means downing or eliminating an enemy reloads your currently equipped weapon and restores you all ammunition. ANVIL also has epic Life Drain, which means downing an enemy heals you for up to 40 HP. This is really good paired with Replenish because then you'll be able to move onto that fight quicker and better. ANVIL also has the legendary version of Bulletproof, which means he will take 15% less firearm damage to the body. This is really good because an ANVIL can now be played really aggressively. Pair that with his legendary armor, which gives him an extra 75 HP. ANVIL is really a tank this season. For speed and toughness, ANVIL is 1 out of 5 for speed, but 5 out of 5 for toughness. This means that ANVIL is 5% slower than the normal rogue. However, he is 15% more resistant towards any damage done towards him. This really makes him a tank this season. As for rogues that you should be on the lookout for, Kestrel is one of the rogues that you want to be on the lookout for, as she has drones that can easily get past your shield, and your APS systems will only get one of your drones out of the 6 drones that she launches at her enemies. Glitch is another rogue that you should be on the lookout for, as he can immediately hack your entire defensive system and bring it immediately offline. So be on the lookout for these 2 rogues. As for maps that ANVIL really shines on, ANVIL is really good on Factory, especially on that B side where it is very close quarters. ANVIL also really shines on Vice, especially in more open spaces on Vice, because he can place that shield down, especially with a smoke grenade. He'll be able to retake fairly confidently. As for some general tips that I can give for ANVIL, the first tip is that ANVIL is a retake master. He is supposed to retake the objective after it has been planted in demolition. This means that ANVIL cannot go down before the bomb has been planted, and so therefore ANVIL cannot stay on a site. He has to stay in mid and maybe watch for something like a Lancer who may be flanking. And so therefore, when that happens, you just have to stay on site, be patient, and when that bomb gets planted, you can put your shield down and see whether you can try defuse. Moving on to the next tip, which kind of ties in with the first tip, is that don't always try stick the defuse. Instead, try play for eliminations unless you are 100% confident in your teammates. Please play for eliminations, as that will 100% mitigate that threat instead of just leaving it up to chance with your teammates. The final tip that I have is to really pick up perks that fit that defender playstyle, such as survivability perks, but also the perk Lifeline, as that can really help support your teammates as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till the next video, take care.